The problem is not that I'm not trying to involve in a conversation, but whenever I try to do that, it just pulls my last bit of energy out from me. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of experiencing this particular thing. I've been trying to get involved with people, trying to do things together. But the only problem is that whenever I approach them, I always will be carrying a bag full, a whole truckload of negative and bitter emotions within me, which would find themselves leaking and find expression, which would give me a whole sort of negative impression about myself. I want to get rid of this. But the only problem is that I do think right now that the world is quite unfair at creating people like me who have been put through these kind of negative experiences filled with bitterness and negativity, and it's demanded that if you want to get involved, if you want better out of your life, if you want to get involved in meaningful connections, you have to do the work. I mean, you have to work really hard to just to get rid of all those things. You have to convince people to talk to you and stuff like this. It's utter bullshit. If I talk about it, I'd feel negative about it again. And the more we try, the more negative we're going to feel. But some people are naturally not inclined towards negativity. They're always filled with positivity, and they don't feel hurt, and they just mock us whenever we do this feel. So I just feel that this is inclining, or this is kind of forcing or pushing me and all those who feel like me right now to move away further from people and not to be with them, because they are going to just pull us again down to the same pit of loneliness, negativity, bitterness, and depression. Well, I have no idea what I should speak about, but that's what I want to do. I want to speak because I've been deprived of opportunities to do the same. Of course, I have had some chances, but they were just that, chances without any meaning. The problem with speaking is that there is always going to be an object, just as I teach in the classroom. I am the subject who is doing the action, which is speaking. But there's going to be an object. We need an object. And that object needs to have some qualities. Well, but the problem is that what if the subject itself is boring and the action is not attractive? Well, this is what happened in my case. Whenever I do get chances to socialize, I just do mess it up because I'm always waiting for the perfect object. Well, in order to get the perfect object, I might have to become the perfect subject. All the selfish videos, all of sort of the advices which people are offering, and even the thoughts are just anchoring in the same direction. That it's my fault that nobody is talking to me, or those who are talking to me, or those who put the effort and approached me is just moving away from me. It's because they are trying to find their own space of enjoyment or of attraction of people, because there is no uh, limit for people. There is no it's not going to run out. I mean, if you're in India, there are lots and lots of people with different sort of qualities and stuff like that, and we just have to wait to find out the perfect match that we want. Maybe if we keep on waiting, we'll just do that and we will never find somebody. But the problem is that we'd have to focus on more important things, of course. But people who have or possess certain qualities seem to be getting attached to people too often. And people like me, I don't know if anybody is like me out there, but still, people who is devoid of such characters like me is seem to be not having any chances at establishing any sort of one-on-one meaningful connections with anybody. I don't know the reason for that, but I assume that it's because of the lack of qualities and also the lack of ability and interest, and more the will which I need to possess to develop these qualities. And some of these qualities are like attractiveness, maintaining a particular interest in the object rather than the self interest of the subject, that is me talking about myself all the time. And I need to be more interested in the listener rather than speaking all about myself. And I am a person who has been through a lot of trauma, childhood trauma. I have witnessed a lot of parents fighting and dysfunctional family, and I've been thrown into a hostel where I had a sort of negative expressions and experiences which have not been listened to by anybody unless the recent therapies that I've had. So whatever I do have to speak is about negativity. I am possessing a pretty wild and negative imagery about this world, and I don't know how to see the world any other way. And if people are there who could see all sunshine and clouds and blue sky, glitterings in the world, I don't know what to say to them because I haven't had a chance to see that. Therefore, whenever I do get a chance, doesn't matter how much I do, I'll always lead the conversation to the uncanny valley because whatever happiness that I will be doing will be perceived as faking. So I want to get out of this pit of depression, and that's why I'm doing this video, I guess. I don't have anybody to share, so I'm just sitting on the top of a flyover, an overpass, and just talking to myself and to my friend camera.